James.
I call the honourable member Cam Calder.
Mr Chair, an absolute delight to be called. Thank you very much. I spoke on this bill on Thursday last week, and I drew the attention of the House to my first experience in the labour market, and that was I outlined the excitement I felt when I went downstairs, and there my mum had bought a new Kingfisher Briggs & Stratton lawnmower, and how this actually was the first step on my becoming self-sufficient, upon learning to save, the value of work, the reward one can achieve from work, not just financial but spiritual, and the dignity therein.
No, that's a Buddhist. That's
the next job I had was with Mr Brown on his milk round. Now, we'd get up at about 4:30 in the morning, and I must say, it's no easier getting up at 4:30 in the morning now than it was then. Get up at 4:30 in the morning, meet up with the truck, and then we'd get the trolleys out, load it up with the crates and the bottles in the crates, and we'd hurtle around the streets of West Town, picking up tokens from the bottles, money sometimes, and delivering for the full bottles. I must say I have a certain amount of nostalgia for the fact that we no longer get milk at our front gate, but there we go. And it's all about the dignity of work, and this is what the minimum wage starting out amendment bill is all about. It's about giving young people who may be entering the workforce for the first time, lacking skills, lacking experience, maybe coming off a benefit or undertaking an industry training course, giving them an opportunity to get the foot on the rung of the employment ladder. Get their foot on the rung of the employment ladder. So this is age 16 to 19, ages of 16 to 19. And why are we doing this? We're creating an environment that encourages economic growth, more jobs and higher wages. And we know there is a plethora of research, particularly from the UK, about the benefits of work, the health benefits of work. There's a number of studies that have come out showing that work is extremely beneficial to one's physical health and one's mental health. Work is good for health, and we know that long-term periods of unemployment lead to a host of bad outcomes, and when better to intervene, but with our young people. So this is why we have believed that the minimum wage, starting out wage amendment bill is a very good piece of legislation. It's very interesting that Labor replaced the youth minimum wage with a so-called new entrance wage. It reminds one of infant school, doesn't it, a little bit, which provides the same rate of pay as the starting out wage. Now you think, well, that's interesting. Well, why are they opposing it now? Well, it lasted for 3 months, in answer to your question, 3 months or 200 cumulative hours, and that the feedback we've had from employers that it wasn't long enough, that it's too complicated, impractical, and the 3-month period is too short. So apparently, a feedback from employers suggests they need to calculate a new worker's entire work history on the wage before hiring them under its conditions. How many do we think use it? Very, very few. So while Labor's policy provides the same rate of pay as the starting out wage, the conditions are unworkable virtually and unattractive for not only the employers but the employees. So just to recapitulate, the starting out wage will be set at 80% of the minimum wage, and it's available for 16 and 17-year-olds in their first 6 months of work with a new employer. 18 and 19-year-olds can also benefit from this starting out wage if they coming directly off a benefit, which they've been receiving for 6 continuous months, and also the benefits can apply to 16 and 19-year-olds in training in a recognised industry training course involving at least 40 credits a year. And this is a reduction, as you may recall, of 20 credits from the current scheme. So it's a very good piece of legislation. And what is its possible sequelae? Well, MBIE suggests that the starting out wage could create up to 2,000 new jobs for 16 to 90-year-olds in the next 2 years. Up to 2,000.
I call the Honourable Phil Goff.
Mr. Chairman, what a typical approach by this government. They've